Hello, I'm here with Nick Mellors. Hey, from Takeover Radio.
Takeover Radio 106.9 FM.
I knew he was going to do that, so you know where to find it. So you're here interviewing people, looking around, wheeling and dealing.
It's turned out like that, yes. Yeah. So Takeover Radio is a community radio station. We're based in North Nottinghamshire, in one of our left behind communities, of which we have far too many in our country.
Well, everywhere, yeah.
And so we're here because we wanted to show that people like us, from places like ours, we can take part in the world's greatest arts festival.
Indeed.
So we are doing recording 4 shows from here in Edinburgh, actually from just up there, but
not far,
not far at all. And so they've got news, they've got views, they've got reviews, they've got music as well.
Nice.
And they're going out on the same digital PBH Digital Free Fringe platform.
Yay! Digital Free Fringe, yeah.
Which this young lady has, which this young lady plays a major part in, or the major part in making happen. Yeah. And an awesome job too.
May I say. Cutting and pasting and sticking it in the spreadsheet so that it goes to the website.
Plays a major part in making the Digital Free Fringe happen. And so we'll be broadcasting out on that as well. We are also, because we can, we are also running the Takeover Radio 106.9 FM-ish Joke of the Fringe Award.
Oh,
which
a prize.
A prize. Not a prize, the largest
prize.
The largest Joke of the Fringe prize in Edinburgh this year.
Is that, there's a reason for that? Is it the only one now?
No,
it's not. No. No. It's the largest one though, yeah.
It's the largest one because we were the largest one last year. And then Kellogg's became the official snack sponsor of the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah.
And
they undercut you.
They undercut us because they are a £3 billion corporation.
Yeah.
And we're a community radio station. However, thanks to comedian Mark Silcox, we are now, our prize is now higher than theirs. So between Mark and ourselves, we...
Sponsored by Mark Silcox.
And so we now have the most valuable one.
Nice.
The other thing about that is, rather than you being a performer and your PR sending a joke, always a one-liner, to my PR, and us going, oh, which is the most column-friendly thing. Ours are the joke has to have been delivered here in Edinburgh.
That's very, very important. A lot of people cheat that.
I have a couple of friends who've done well, and they cheated that in that sense. But also, it might not be a one-liner. Last year there was one that was actually 3 minutes long. It didn't win, but it made the short list. So it's about what made people laugh in the room. Yeah. And I think that's more important.
Well, I think it is important. Yes.
So we're doing that. Yeah. And we also have the opportunity to support the musicians who are performing at the Ish Comedy Awards evening.
Excellent.
So we are playing our part in supporting the awards, but we're also playing our part in broadcasting from Edinburgh. Is that where we are? Yes.
Yes, we are.
Sorry.
It's been a week. It's too far in. It's what's happening? Where are we? Yeah.
And particularly showcasing talent that's come up from Nottinghamshire.
Oh, yes. And is there a lot of talent from Nottinghamshire?
There's not as much as there is in Nottinghamshire.
Well, no, I mean, because they're in Nottinghamshire. Yeah.
But also because there are huge barriers for people like ours, from places like ours, getting up here.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Etc. So Disabled Cants, which is a disability awareness group, Benny Shakes, he lives in Ashfield. He lives in our district.
All right, cool.
And in fact, several of the performers at Disabled Cants do. Some of the performers at Gags Army, which is also one of our 50, they're ex-veterans, comedy supported. What's the wording? Using comedy to support people through trauma for veterans. There are Nottinghamshire-based performers there. Jacob Nussey is from our area. He isn't up this year, but he did a full run in the Pleasance last year.
Oh, cool, yeah.
So we have the talent. We just don't always have the opportunity.
No, it is hard and it's very expensive. I've been looking at a lot of different people talking about their Edinburgh experience and how much they've paid. And I've seen a lot of videos from somebody that spent about £5,000 just on their venue and has had nobody in for like days and days. And somebody else from America was breaking down how much it costs for their company to just get here before you've even taken into account the hiring of the venue, and it was 35,000 before you have even started. It was
absolutely, absolutely, and that's the barrier.
Yeah.
So, in some senses, it's not about the person's identity that's the barrier.
Yeah.
It's actually the social situation,
everything
that
about
come out
it.
of.
Yeah.
So, whatever your identity, if you've got resources available to you, either through your organisation or through your parents or whatever, then it's accessible.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of, because of their parents and being rich, there's a lot of rich people that don't have the same, really, that they can fail. They've got the ability to fail because it's not so important that this is the time, which is unfortunate, but it's always been the case, unfortunately.
So Peter Buckley Hill, who obviously you know very well, Peter has a line which is so true, which is the Edinburgh Fringe is funded almost entirely by the hopes and dreams of performers. Yes,
it's a very hard task. It's
technically both.
Some
in
word,
that sense,
tax.
Appearing
hard tax. The hard biscuits that you have to eat in the Navy. That's what it is.
But that's it. You know, it is fundamentally a tax on performers coming here.
Yeah.
And if you don't earn enough to be able to pay that tax, you don't get to come and play.
No.
Which is also where I think the digital free fringe comes into play.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's more accessible from that. I mean, we started doing it during lockdown because there was a year and a half, I think, that there wasn't really a full fringe going.
Yeah.
So a lot of organisations started it and just abandoned that. But I think it's still important to have that element, really. We've got a lot of different shows and some of them are here and some of them aren't.
Yeah. And I forgot the wording of the show. So there is a show run by Karen, who's also from Nottinghamshire.
Oh yeah. If you can't be
here,
if you can't be there, be here. That's it. Yeah.
So if Karen's listening, apologies, we forgot the exact wording.
If you can't be there, be here. Yeah. So that was running in a Siberia space, but you know, as with everything, all these spaces are closing down.
Yes.
So I think they had to find a different place to make it work. So that should be going, hopefully, swimmingly. I think it's every Wednesday. Yeah.
That's on a Wednesday, and I think Karen's looking at how we can do a post-fringe celebration type thing in some way afterwards as well. But it's those kind of facilities, and you know, spoiler alert, I'm not blind to that opportunity. So you and I may be having conversations.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully with a bit more advance notice for you next year. But what an awesome platform for people for whom that barrier is too large to showcase themselves, to actually deliver their art to a worldwide audience.
Well, exactly. We've got something called the C8 Collective that have got a lot of stuff up this year. Not all of them have made it to the Fringe. I was talking to somebody that is doing a show, but they did a show with somebody that's in Denmark. So that is available to watch because they came up last year, but they weren't able to this year. So there's a lot of different stuff, people that can't necessarily, because it's difficult to get here every year. If you've been here once, you're like, well, just put yourself on the internet and save up to come back again, maybe.
No, exactly. So we have a performance group in Sutton Ashfield called the Parky Players. They came up 2 years ago and won several awards for their show. Yeah. This is a Parkinson's awareness group. They couldn't afford to keep coming back. They will be back next year, so check out Parky Players 2027. Yay. But one of the reasons they can't come back is because they're currently performing in Poland.
Right, well, that's good if you've got other opportunities, and that's a really good excuse as well. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that are up here. Yeah. Have you seen any of it?
Yes, so I think of myself as a comedy person. However, I saw a performance called Monks, which is a Greenside.
Oh, yeah.
Which blew my socks off. And I had the opportunity to go to see it.
Yeah.
I would not have chosen it out of the brochure if I'd just gone. If I'd looked at those 413 pages of the brochure, it wouldn't have made the cut. I'm so glad I did.
Yeah. What swung you? What was it that you went, I'll give that a go?
Frankly, because somebody gave me a ticket.
All right, well, there you go. That's always good. If,
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have gone.
No.
Having gone, it's probably been one of my favourite shows of the Fringe so far. And that's the beauty of the Fringe, is if you can just take a random thing.
Yeah.
Some of them are not good. I've met 2 people, I've been to 2 people's shows, and they have come from the US, and they will have spent several £1,000s, and they don't even have shows.
Oh.
I mean, it's really not a good way to spend an hour of your time. However, I've also seen shows like Monks, which is best described as physical comedy, it's performance comedy, it's funny, it's got the word comedy in it, but it's the whole package, and there's so much life and so much energy in it.
Well, this is it. I think it used to be traditionally you be a stand-up, and this is how you get to be a stand-up, and then you'll get famous being a stand-up. But I don't think that you're using the most out of the Fringe if you're just doing stand-up, because there's other things you can do, and there's other things to discover. Even somebody like Richard Gadd, who's, I think, moved away from comedy altogether, but even when he was doing comedy, there was different things.
Yes.
It wasn't just, this is comedy. There was some element of other about it. Not that there's anything wrong with straight stand-up. There's some beautiful, this is just stand-up and there's nothing else. And it's so well crafted. But I think because there's so much of it, you have to do something else really as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen excellent stand-up. Harry Stacchini blowing people away yet again. Comedian called Jack Brookmeyer, he's a Scottish impressionist. He did a brilliant hour. Well, he's still doing it because he's here for the month. But I saw him right at the start.
Yeah.
What a wonderful performance. So clever, so perfectly delivered.
Yeah.
But as you say, traditional stand-up.
Yeah.
I saw the Mr. Thing show.
Yeah.
Which is in the tent in Embassy, Assembly Gardens.
Oh, right, yes. Which I think is a new thing this year because of the problems with the trams and the Princes Street,
And so all of a sudden, I remember Don't Forget Your Toothbrush.
Oh,
Do
yes.
you remember?
Yeah. It's Chris Evans,
Yeah, that's a
not the one from the film.
Not the one from the film, the little ginger one. But the Mr. Thing show, it's just an hour of energy, and the tech is brilliant, and it embraces everybody. And again, traditionally, it's not my style.
Yeah.
But what a great hour.
But it's interesting, the tech is brilliant because there are so many shows that need the tech and haven't got the tech, but still carry on.
Yes.
Bravely. Now this year, my tech, I'm just doing my own tech, and it's working in such a way that somebody professional came to see it, and they didn't really have anything to say about. I was like, how did you like it? They were like, it was slick. I didn't expect audio visual, which is a sort of damn by faint phrase, but at least it was slick. I've got that one thing, and usually it's a complete mess when I've got tech. So if nothing else, I'm good at doing my own tech.
Yeah, I can do a meme PowerPoint.
Yeah, exactly. I've got an off-brand one because I'm not paying for PowerPoint. Good Lord, no. You. Yeah, you can get a lot of open source.
Other slide packs are available.
Oh yes, open source ones is what I've. But it's a baptism of fire, really, because you're like, I don't really know how to work this, and I'd already got it in some of the professional ones and tried to port it over, and it just all fell apart. And then I had to work out how to use different software. So it's a miracle that my show is working at all, really.
And what is your show?
It's called Better Be Best. Elise Harris, Better Be Best, and it's just a sort of it's a fake seminar, really. It's like how to be better at everything, and it'll teach you. You'll be so amazing by the end of it.
And I have just outed myself as not having seen your show yet, but
that's right. Not that many people have, although I have gone ahead with the show every day.
Well done.
And there have been some people walking out, but I've worked out when they walk out.
Okay.
And who it is that walks out at that point. Before I've even said anything about the subject. Subject-wise, I think they came to the wrong show and they really didn't want to be attacked for who they are, which I'm never going to do. I was never going to do because it was already written before they came in.
Yes.
It's not. They would have been welcome.
I'm not that good an improviser, basically, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I am saying there was a prepared slide, and so yes, there was improvisational, but I didn't pick on them. I said this yesterday. It was just a different group of people for the same time. Before I said anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
I saw Alfie Dundas, who is a very rich and posh person, do a decent hour in the Pleasance, but he has a piece where he asks for examples from the audience, and he tells them what he wants. And the night I went, they all gave him answers that did not meet the thing. So he asks about personal tragedies. It's a sensitive thing, and he deals with it sensitively. But I can't explain it fully without spoiling it. But fundamentally, he wanted like pseudo sad things. He didn't want
anything that was really sad. He wanted something he could get comedy potential without getting cancelled. Yeah.
Well, he wasn't just. He was being very respectful. In fairness, it wasn't about they may cancel me. But the first example was, our sister died 6 months ago, and it was that was not the kind of example I was looking for.
Oh gosh! But then
my cat got run over a year ago.
But they volunteered that. They might have wanted you to talk about their sister so that they could purge it. It's cathartic.
As he pointed out, I can't use this because I know what the next PowerPoint says.
Right. Yeah. Good point.
But yes, it is a thing. Who else have I seen that's been really good? I have seen Pizzazz, Christopher Hall.
Noises. Don't know whether they get picked up, but yeah.
So I saw Christopher Hall do Pizzazz.
Yeah.
Again, I would say not my immediate first choice.
No.
He's most famous for being a TikTok-y influencer.
Oh, okay, there's a lot of those up this year.
Aren't there a lot? There's a sense of like jealousy because like I have about 100 people following me on Facebook. He has about 5 million on TikTok. So however, mine are all authentic. But
just be insulting people unwarranted. I'm sure he's really worked hard.
I'm sure he has, because what I will go on to say is, despite my preamble, it was one of the few shows that I've got to the end of where I've gone, what, has that been an hour already?
Oh, it's whizzed by.
It really had. I mean, what a powerful performer.
Right, yeah.
How capturing the whole room, and it was a largish room in TVA, and it's like, mate, that was really good, despite all my previous prejudices.
Well, you don't want to. I mean, if you've got a show, then you have to obviously extend it and have some sort of arc or some sort of special thing about it. So, I mean, he will have worked on it, I would have thought.
Well, he will have. Well, he definitely has.
Yes.
But I would suggest that you've seen enough shows. And I've seen enough shows where some of them haven't. No names, but
I know. Well,
maybe you've just been more fortunate.
It's like if you haven't spent that much, well, everyone's spent something. Really. It's really quite hard to get a free show that you've not spent any money on. But the more money you spend and then still don't have anything to show for it, the more it's like, oh, that's interesting. What? Because I don't know. I mean, I've been accused of not having a show. Why did I even come up here without a show? When I have actually worked hard on a show and gone, I think you've just misunderstood the concept of this show, because it's supposed to look ramshackle. It's a very difficult thing to pull off. It turns out a lot of people got it, but not necessarily the people that were influential and then spread it around. Yeah.
We won't mention names at that point.
We won't mention names at that point. No.
No, I won't. But absolutely. And I have seen shows I didn't understand. And I did understand enough to know that there was a show I didn't understand, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. It's not always for you. You might have stumbled into something that's not necessarily for you, but other people are weeping or crying, or crying and weeping aren't necessarily the same thing, or shouting and laughing and hollering.
I went to a show a couple of years ago, again I won't name them, Irish stand-up in a bar down Grassmarket. The room capacity was 50. They added an extra 20 seats without moving the walls, so it was still the same space. But so you can imagine what that was like. 74 people were laughing their socks off for the entire hour. and one wasn't.
Well, no, because you can't count for that one.
Yeah.
But if you're a performer and you can see that one is the only one that you can see. The only
Totally.
one that counts.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I was sufficiently far back,
Yeah.
and I don't think he saw me.
No.
But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, that is an awful thing about
difficult.
performing.
Yeah.
The only if you're standing on a stage, and I have also done some others, if you're standing on a stage, the only face you will see is the one that's really hacked off or bored.
It is, yeah. And it's not necessarily the thing. I mean, today I had like people that were laughing and smiling and people coming up to me afterwards saying great, but the person that left, they came in late, they almost immediately left. They probably weren't expecting the show. It's a few people were coming and there's some shows on my days off.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, is this a musical show? It's like, nope, it's on the 26th. It's not today. So it could very well have been that. There was, something about Alan Sugar, something about owls and some musical thing. And it could just be that they were the people that stumbled in and then didn't want to stay.
Yeah.
But it's still, you're like, oh, and it gets to you, because especially if it's not a stadium gig and you can see people.
Yes.
It gets to you.
And if the audience is smaller,
yeah,
it really gets to. I've got a friend who really struggled yesterday because the day before they got some flack for their show.
Oh.
And it is so personal because, it is us.
Yeah.
When you're on stage, when you're performing, when you're broadcasting, it's us.
Very vulnerable.
And he really struggled because he couldn't get past that.
Yeah.
He's fine now. He's got friends around him anyway. But again, if you're coming up here, you need to be aware that you are going to struggle at something for a month of this.
It can be very wearing on, really. Even if you think you're the most stable person and you've got no issues, by the end of it, you probably will.
Yeah.
And if you've come up here with any degree of this is gonna set me off, you probably will. You just have to somehow move past it, which is easier said than done. But I think it's easy. It's good to try and find some sort of outlet and somebody that you can use as a sounding board. Which, again, if you're doing a one-person show, that's really isolating sometimes. Yeah.
No, it absolutely is. And again, a one-person show. It's you, isn't it? I mean, you are.
And take it personally.
It's me. If you think this show is rubbish, you think I'm rubbish.
Yeah,
that's the kind of mental step that
if you've got a persona, even if it's not really what you are in real life, it becomes who you are, and you take it personally. I think in a lot of ways, if somebody's got a character and somebody doesn't like the character, you can hide behind that. You can have one step of distance between it. But if it's more or less you doing it, as you, and you are bearing your soul, and people don't like it for some reason, that can be very.
That's very hurtful.
It is very hurtful,
It may be intentionally hurtful, but often it's not intentionally hurtful.
No.
It's just people kind of go, nah, that was rubbish.
No.
Ooh, ouch.
Exactly. Well, some people that I knew came to see me today, but I didn't recognise them because I hadn't seen them for a long time, and it's dark in there. And then they said this is my name afterwards. I'm like, hello. I'm like, oh my God, it's you. And there was somebody that they were with that didn't look like they were enjoying it, but I did hear this person laugh is the thing. So I might have been wrong. But I didn't ask them, really, so maybe they didn't like it, but it was just that one laugh.
I saw Harriet Richardson last night, who's got quite a self-exposing show this year.
Yeah.
And her boss and his wife were on the front row, and her brother was in the audience last night. And it was quite good in a sense that it broke the fourth wall a few times, because there's one point which is about a family Christmas. And she goes to her brother, I'm really sorry about this. Because he was part of the story.
Oh, yeah. That's hard.
But she also, there's a piece in it, doesn't matter because you need to see the show.
Yeah.
But there's a piece in it where she actually got her boss up on stage to recite a part which you would not want your boss to say to you.
Oh, no.
I mean, she chose to do it, and he was a very good sport.
That's good,
But it's kind of like, and she did pre-warn us that this was the extra context to this piece.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it's still...
So that does sound like she was working through something there, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've got everyone here. Rather than having an intervention, I'm
Yes.
calling you here to just reveal myself.
Yes. I've got 60 people paying £15 to give me therapy.
Yeah. Well, that is most of what Edinburgh, the Fringe
like,
is.
yes.
That is the Fringe. That is the Fringe. Yes. So this year, I don't know. There's been a lot of people that are, you know, you're trying to comfort them, and it's really difficult to know what to say.
Yeah.
Have you found that? You're like, and you know, sometimes their show is excellent, so you've got something to say, but sometimes it's not as excellent, and then you have to really struggle to think of something to say.
I can't think of any examples of
No,
that at
no,
all,
no,
so
no,
it must
no.
only be your friends.
No, I haven't seen any bad shows, but this is theoretical.
Yes.
I haven't seen or taken part, especially mine, in any bad shows. All the shows that I've seen have been really good,
Yeah.
so I've known what to say. They haven't been desperate at the end of it,
Yeah.
and I've been like, well done, oh wow, I'm going to buy a book, oh yeah, this is great, and I've genuinely meant it. But I theoretically, and in years gone by, sometimes when things go wrong, they really go wrong, and it's really hard to think of something to say to the people.
I mean, that was beautifully backtracked, if I may say.
I haven't seen any. No, everyone I've interacted with, you've done really well this year. Oh no, they're going to go, what year was it then? Many years ago.
Many years ago.
Before you were even
performing.
born. Before you were born.
Yeah, see, I can literally say that to most of the acts here. So, but it is hard. It is hard. And as you will be well aware, it's a grind.
It is.
You know, if you come up to a weekend festival and you do your show three times,
it's done.
It's done. But you are living in this crazy, crazy world with seagulls and people banging doors, and this is so quiet at the moment.
There's waves, yeah.
And this place that we're sat in at 3 o'clock on a Saturday night is absolute carnage.
Yeah.
And it's all around.
Oh God.
A friend of mine came up last night, and I just can't. It's too overwhelming.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the people were still playing the saxophone and and like covers of Blondie outside my. I was like, surely. And I looked it up. It's like people aren't supposed to be playing stuff after 9. This is after 9. What on earth is happening? It's like it's Edinburgh during the Fringe. You expect it.
Absolutely. I would agree with you. Unfortunately, I was not home by 3 o'clock this morning. So,
well, I've tried to be sensible.
Well, so am I, that turns out, but I'm not very good at it.
Well, it doesn't make any difference when you're still awake at 4 o'clock in the morning, does it?
That was also my logic. I can self-justify all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, actually, I would say that for people who are coming up here, it's very easy to be getting home at 5 o'clock every morning.
Oh, first few years.
And you are here to do a job.
Yeah, exactly.
You are here to be a professional.
You've got to balance it. You've got to have a little bit. I mean, I think it's worth one day staying up and going out all night and then coming back at 5 o'clock in the morning if you've got like a day off the next day.
Yes.
But if it's not sustainable, if you've got a lot of shows on, really, it's really not. But some people just don't. I mean, one of the years I came up here, we had it was the Loft Bar you're talking about. When it was a members bar, and we would just go there and see what was going on. I would be nursing a drink all night, but other people would be spending all the money that they made on like cocktails and beers and stuff. But I was just sort of people watching, really. So I didn't spend all my money in the way that some people did, but they might have had more money than me anyway. But I was like amazed at how they kept it up, really, how the energy was still there.
And I think the problem is that it's false.
Maybe.
I don't think the vast majority of people are actually doing it. And that's where people start to have their mental health problems and have physical health problems. But actually, if you're not hydrating and you're not getting a certain amount of sleep and you aren't eating any green vegetables, and I know I sound like your granddad. I know look like your granddad, but I know I sound like your granddad.
That's not true, but pace yourself is what you're saying. Yes. Pace yourself and find some moments of calm. I know in the if you are like a member of Fringe Central, there's like mental health, you can talk to somebody, there's quiet rooms and stuff like that, but not everybody's gone in the big book or has access to that, so it's expensive as well. That's the trouble.
And if you are getting a couple of people into your shows and you are spending several £1,000s being here, that hurts the brain as well.
I mean, if you're not making the money back on the box office or whatever, or people aren't coming in. I mean, with a free show, you're pretty much like, if you make any money, that's good. And it's not, you know, just assume that
It's
what
not
you've
a
spent
return on
is,
investment.
you're not going to return it, but you might.
Yeah.
You might actually, if you're really lucky. Some people have got massive rooms and they've filled the rooms and loads of people have given money. But even having a full room is not a guarantee. You might think this show, with one of the free shows, this guy, the best show you've ever had. Loads of people are going to give money. But psychologically, they're going, there's loads of people, other people will give money. So it's not necessarily going to, and also with the free shows, it's not obligatory to give money. So people go, well, then I won't then.
Yeah.
Whereas you might have 2 people in the audience that really liked it and wanted to give you money more than you would have asked for if it had been you asking. So you can't tell. But some of the ones that you've paid a lot of money to get here, and you've paid a lot of money for the venue, and you're paying a split of the box office, and especially if there's lots of people in your show, and you're never going to get any money. And what did you expect out of this?
Yeah.
And you want to be sympathetic, but sometimes you're like, maybe research is important in these situations.
And so what I advise people who are like comedians, particularly down in Nottinghamshire, is like, come up for a week.
Yeah.
Do the compilation spots. Soak up the environment.
Exactly.
It is a brilliant buzz.
Yeah.
It's fantastic to be here. But don't just come up with an hour for the very first time you set in the city.
I think what they say is the first year, come up just to see other people's shows.
Yes.
The second year, maybe come and do a few spots. The third year, maybe ease into it. Maybe do 2 or 3 people. So you're doing 10, 20 minutes at most. 15 minutes between 4 of you, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, and only then, think about starting to think about writing a show, but don't immediately come up. I know people that have gone, wow, I'm a comedian now, I'm doing a 1-hour show. And sometimes it works. Yeah. Sometimes you are the genius you think you are, but usually that isn't so much the case.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And frankly, even if you are a genius, hey, spoiler alert, there's thousands of them up here already. You're not the only genius.
Yeah. I mean, one might say that I'm foolish to have done a full show, but I've done 4 or 5 of them now. But that's over the course of a long time. Yeah. It's like I don't. It might look like I'm just,
when you were 6.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Over the course of a long period of time, I've done all the shows, all of the different types of shows there is to do. So even though I might look like I'm out of my depth, I can cope. This is it. Psychologically, some days, no, it's true. I do get a little bit like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But I think overall, I've got enough resistance. Sometimes you don't think you've got it, but I think I have just about eked up enough resistance that I think the secret is to not care anymore. That's the secret.
and I think that's probably the soundest advice of this podcast, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, of course you've got to care. Of course you've got to be passionate. You've got to love your show if you're going to do it 30 times a month.
I care about making it good. I don't care what the results are. I don't care what happens next.
Yeah.
Because it's futile.
No, absolutely. And that is what comes from the experience, the build-up that you've described. Because, I'm going to say the same thing again. If you come up here for the first time with an hour show, which you've paid for a venue for, because that's frankly the only way you're going to get it.
Probably. Untested, you're going to have to pay a lot of money for it.
If you want a name venue, you can pay a lot of money for that as an open mic, basically.
There's a big difference, because I've known people that, like playwrights, that have got a special deal with, say, the Courtyard or whatever, and haven't had to outlay any money, and the shows come out there and they've made money out of it, and it's all good. It's like, that's great. And there's other people that have got smaller rooms that they've paid a lot of money for and not as good a deal because they haven't got the full support. Because if you are not a known person, then what's in it for the venue, really?
No, absolutely. And that's another of the things that we talk about on the radio show, as it happens. But when talking to creatives back home in Nottinghamshire, it's about actually networking.
Oh, yeah.
And networking has a businessy kind of vibe to it, and like going for breakfast meetings, eating croissants and sausage cobs and things like that. But I've met this year some people who, not because I was seeking them out, but in conversations
Yeah.
over red wine and Guinness mostly, but in conversations going, oh, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
We're doing something like that. Oh, right. I wonder. And, 75% of them won't come off. But that's not the point.
But some of them might. I think
Mm-hmm.
the secret of that is being interested, genuinely interested in people, not
Yes.
fake interested in people, because
Yeah.
that is obvious most of the time. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody that watches the Diary of a CEO podcast, you probably shouldn't be listening to this at all. We're talking about real people having real engagements and
exactly.
things like that. And frankly, the more alternative, surreal, absurdist you are, then the more you're going to need to do that, even though it's probably the hardest thing you're going to do.
Yeah.
But
this is why it pays to get famous quick, so you can pay other people to do all this admin and schmoozing, and get a good agent and a manager. They will take all your money and you won't have any left, and then you'll wonder why you bothered. But this is from other people's experience, not mine. I can see where you've gone wrong. Let's not go down. Why be successful when you can just look at other people being successful and go, well, you're no better off, really, are you?
Yeah.
Cynical.
But you're right.
Yeah.
But you're right. And again, so why? This is a rhetorical question.
Yeah, rhetorical question.
Rhetorically, why do you want to be a comedian? Do you want to be
deep in your heart?
Yeah, I mean, apart from the fact you've got dysfunctional family and no relationship with your parents, or ADHD, which everybody in the industry appears to have this year. But the one.
No, I was just like, everyone says that they do, and a lot of people do, but I think,
it's a cliche. It's a real. Sorry, it's a cliche in the way it's delivered.
The way that they say they have, and a lot of people are saying they have. When it's like, you've got no call to be saying that, and you're sort of offensive to really saying that. But you can't judge people, obviously. And I've wandered into sensitive territory now, because you can't judge people. And I suppose if you say you have, then I'm just going to accept it.
Yes.
And now I've got cancelled.
I apologise for the part I played.
No. I went down that sort of. I shouldn't have gone down that road. I shouldn't have gone down it. It was on me.
But the authenticity is what I was trying to put across. Was about authenticity.
Yeah.
And your show has got to be you.
Yeah.
Some people are up here because they want to be famous. Their shows are often not as authentic.
No.
Some people, and I would argue comedy is an art form, but the Arts Council of England don't. But
but apparently the Welsh Arts Council is thinking of doing it. Better do it soon. Yeah, carry on.
Yes, Arts Council Scotland, Arts Council England aren't yet.
No.
However, the Live Comedy Association, very worthy organisation, they are moving to make changes.
Nice, yeah. Push for
it. But for some people, their comedy is an art.
Yeah.
For some people, their comedy is a route to fame and celebrity.
Yeah.
And those people,
it's empty and hollow.
It is. And I can think of a couple of people that I'm aware of, because if I say no, a bit like you said, they'll go down the list, for whom each year they've had a thing. And whatever was the theme of the year almost about their identity. And I know them as people, and not all of those identities are totally authentic.
Oh, that's not great.
No. But it's what gets them seen that year in their thought process.
Well, that would be fine if they don't then come up with something that's contradictory the next year.
Yeah.
That is not genuine.
Yes.
I mean, you can have contradictory. That's difficult as well. Now I'm going to get cancelled again. I think you can have contradictory identities that are genuine.
Yes.
Pondering.
Thinks.
Yes.
Trying not to name any people.
No.
But, and of course, we all change.
Oh yeah,
the person who's sat here.
No, but I think if you're the same person for the whole of your life, then you're doing it wrong. Really.
Yeah. The person who's sitting with you now is not the person who would have been sitting here 20 years ago.
No.
or 40 years ago, or 60 years ago.
And you'd be really sad if it was. You'd be like,
Oh,
oh,
no,
no,
absolutely.
they're still living in those days. What's happened? What's
Yeah.
wrong? What's gone wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to my children, I am still wearing some of the same clothes.
Well,
but
that's not important. I mean, that's still you.
Yes,
This is you.
yes,
This is you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong
No,
with wham shorts. But
well, this is not. I mean, I think when people start going, you can't do that because you're not this.
Yes.
It's like, well, then you can just
go
bugger
away.
off.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Go away. That's more polite. Yeah. It's because that's not up to you. I mean, I know I was like probably foolishly saying that people aren't genuine, but if they may be, and they may be coming across as insincere when they are actually genuinely trying to do the best they can to
You are
be that
such a
person.
nice person, Elise. You are such a
Pulling
nice
back.
Yeah.
It's like, don't cancel me, people. I believe you. It's all good. I will listen. I will empathize. I will take it all in.
You're so nice. You're so nice.
Or am I just fake as hell? No,
I was just about to say, will you teach me how to be nice?
Yeah, can you fake it? Yeah. Fake sincerity, it's the way to do it. You know?
Yeah.
I genuinely do care about people, though. You might not believe it. A lot of people think that I'm making that up, but I mean, I wouldn't talk to people otherwise. It's just you live for other people. I think other people are all there is. If you just focus on yourself, it's a very dull life.
Yes. And for those of us who are sufficiently self-aware, oh no, you wouldn't want to focus on this. I wouldn't. I shouldn't. No. People go, what goes on in your brain? You do not want to know this. No. Please don't.
I mean,
Please
if
don't
you
remind
just
me.
sit there and meditate, I would assume that you're meditating about something out of yourself rather than just something that's just, oh, what am I feel? Oh, I can feel my heartbeat, whatever. Oh, that's really interesting. Well, we write a show about that.
Yeah, no, right.
Yeah.
I think we've probably got both of ourselves cancelled.
Yes, we have.
Although we all have no matter how strange your views may be to others, we all have that platform to say them. If I don't agree with you, that's cool. That's my choice. I just block you on.
Well, I mean, it's easier for your own. It's easier. It's like it's not actually a hostile act to block someone because it's usually in response to a hostile act, and it's like let's just for my own peace of mind, let's just end it here because it's not worth continuing, really, in a lot of the ways. But you know, sometimes you have to rethink that position and apologise on either side, or just apologise even if you don't think you're wrong. Or hope that they apologise, even though they don't think they're wrong, and try and get through it, really.
And the beauty of experience is fundamentally it doesn't matter. You know, if I disagree with somebody over there, because clearly I wouldn't disagree with you, if I disagree with somebody over there, and the world kept turning. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not great. It's not a bigger deal as you think. Yeah. I follow Attila the Stockbroker. Oh yeah. Left-wing comedian. Yeah. I empathise with a large percentage of his views, and even the ones I don't explicitly empathise with, I kind of understand and kind of they're just a little further where I am. But that's cool. And he has a very open relationship on social media with people, so he gets a range of people. Very heavily biased towards the left because that's what you would expect. Yeah. And so I don't consider that I'm that far away. I asked a genuine question about somebody's views. The person who I asked the question to wasn't the person who responded. No. The person who responded called me a Nazi. That was the first response. That wasn't even the end of a debate. I mean, they used to say, like, the first person that says that has lost the debate. But now these days, maybe not so much. I'm not saying you are, but it's more likely these days that they're not wrong. I'm not saying they're right about you, obviously. But there's a lot more leeway for maybe they're right sort of thing. I'm not saying that they were right about you, obviously. They're entitled to their opinion. If you can take it well. I said I think you misunderstood it. He doubled down. I said sorry, you can't hear, and blocked him. That's the end of the conversation. So I mention it not because it's gnawing away at me. Just I think the trouble is now, the way that social media is, I think even saying that word would probably be sort of
taken off the algorithm. So
He spelled it with a lowercase n as
yeah,
well,
you
which I
didn't
thought
say
was
it in a lowercase.
Yeah, but I consider
yeah.
that to be really poor because
it's a
grammatically wrong as
grammatically
well.
wrong. Yeah, it's an organisation.
Yes.
It's an acronym, isn't it? No, I don't know. Yes, it is.
I think
sort of half.
it's a half acronym, I think,
half
or it was.
bits.
But although had he said grammar Nazi, I would have accepted that as a compliment. So.
Yeah. I think we wandered down a controversial road some time ago, to be honest. But I think we've definitely gone down that road. Yes. So I'm saying that I don't think that you are, but I don't know. Wow, that was not diplomatic at all. It was like the opposite of diplomatic. Way to sit on the fence and offend everyone. Yay.
None taken.
No.
But it does lead for some people to go back to where we kind of started our meandering from, about the kind of barriers that there are to coming here.
Yeah.
Because if you have a point of view which is not considered mainstream, particularly to the stereotypical performer base that comes to Edinburgh, it's a challenge.
It is a challenge, and it's very difficult. I'm just thinking of some things I'm not going to bring up, but there are some things in the news at the moment that are worrying for everyone, and it's really not a great society out there for anyone. Anyone, but especially anyone that shows any sort of vulnerability or difference from the status quo, or is there's certain groups of people at the moment that are.
And was it maybe 2 years ago when something very unfortunate happened and we all put #BeKind on our socials?
Oh, God.
And it
didn't work, did it?
It seems like it hasn't made a lot of difference, in fairness, which maybe just shows the pointlessness of social media. However,
it's depressing. And it's also, though, you're up here doing shows and then you see terrible things happening in the world and you're like, I'm just pointless and futile. But then again, if we didn't have art and something to make us feel a bit better and have some sort of outlet, then we would be in an even worse situation, really, because art is the first and culture is the first thing to be
appropriated.
Just you can use it to manipulate the society, and you just have to keep going and try and go through it. It's great being at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. It makes you really think. What am I doing?
What is the meaning of life?
What is the meaning?
It turns out to be 42. Well, that's a reference.
Yes, it is a reference. And as I've had this conversation a couple of times, it's not even the question. It's not even the answer. It's not even anything. It's not anything to do with anything. It's whoa.
Yes.
Oh, whoa.
But you had to buy the follow-up book to find that out.
Yes, exactly. The very long trilogy that wasn't a trilogy. Anyway, we shall continue.
A five-part trilogy? Yeah, Asimov did a five-part trilogy.
I think probably it would have been longer if we still had a Douglas Adams with us. But we don't, unfortunately.
We don't have Asimov with us. I think actually his trilogy became 6 books in the end.
Oh, there you go.
Because I think he did 2 sequels and a prequel.
All right. Well, Anne Rice, Interview with the Vampire, which I started rereading again. You've got what you think, there's 3 books. And then you realise that there's actually, including 2 spin-off books, there's 15 books in the end. And you're like, well, I didn't know about that.
Yes.
I didn't know about that. They just carried on.
A very long sequence of unfortunate events.
Yeah, a lot. Anyway.
What a pleasure this has been.
What a pleasure. And so where can people find you again?
So Takeover Radio have a show, Ashfield at the Fringe.
Yep.
You can find us on the PBH Digital Free Fringe platform. Yep. You can find us on the Takeover Radio website.
Nice.
We broadcast live 24/7.
Yep.
The Fringe shows go out on a Monday at 7 p.m, noon on a Wednesday, and 6 p.m. on a Friday. And then it starts again the following Monday.
Yay! So that's good. Still loads of those to go. All right then. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a mixture of things, hasn't it? And I think we're both cancelled now. So that's the end of us. That's the Fringe done. Right.
I've enjoyed getting Elise cancelled, but
it probably isn't the first time. It won't be the last.
It certainly won't be the last time that I get into trouble for ranting about things. So,
all right, I'm going to stop the tape now. Bye-bye.
Bye.